Try loving me. All I ask is you will try loving me. Cause loving me ain't easy.
What's going on, and welcome to Black King's Free Game. It's your boy King Condon, the People's Champ, in the building, and I am joined by another king, King Myers. You guys know him as Aristotle or Oscar the Grouch. But we are joined by two queens today. We are joined by Miss Carolyn. Everybody know Miss Carolyn. She's the one that bullies people. No, I'm just playing.
Wow.
Miss Carolyn is one of the greatest people you could ever know in this community.
Thank you.
She does a lot of loving and caring things, but she will keep you in check if your life is out of whack.
Absolutely.
And get you back intact. You see how I did that? I'm a little rapper.
Bounty right now.
So, also, we have on the show Queen Myers. This is the reason Eddie is still alive. Queen Myers is on the show today, and we welcome you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
So, before we get into King Myers, how was your day?
Rough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was rough, man. It was on today, boy.
Oh.
I'm actually out to slow down and ordering packages and stuff, man. Yeah.
You said people ordering too much?
Too many, bro.
Some of those are ours.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're not ours.
Oh, they're not ours? Well, it's in the house, so you can use it, right?
No.
No? You don't think so?
Like what?
It's ours because she ordered and I paid for it. So
Oh,
it's
yeah. Of
Technically.
course. Of course. It's supposed
Technically.
to be.
yeah. Then we can add that
You
as
can get
ours.
stuff like same day he could order his stuff and be right at the warehouse.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a trip.
That's crazy. But no, it's because we're doing a lot of construction. They're getting those robots building. So
Yeah, I want to stay up to date with that, so that you people could understand why it's important to work, why it's important to learn a trade, why it's important to not fall into the trap of people wanting you to spend money just because so you can look this way, and instead of wanting to work to build a future, even work for an organization. Companies do take care of their employees. Some companies don't.
Yep.
But it's called a negotiation. The problem is y'all don't have nothing to negotiate with because you quit, you go to work because you believe the hype. If they don't appreciate you, you quit. Yeah, you quit what? And now guess what? They quitting you because you listen to that rhetoric, y'all. Stop listening. Let's get back to hardworking people. Yeah, your job is important. I don't care if you're a trash man, if you worked at a CEO board. Bro, the job, if you do it well, you're outstanding and people notice. Period. You want to do social content? Do that. Like, I'm the best dang man at my job or best woman at my job. Watch me work. And watch. The whole world will see it. You'll be getting job offers. Anyways, I had to go off on that one, y'all. I'm sorry, because things have been changing. Lord Jesus. Miss Carolyn, how was your week been? Or did we already go there? My bad. Did I ask?
No.
I just asked Eddie.
Yeah.
Miss Carolyn, how was your
It's
week?
been a rough couple of days, but I've been pushing through. You know, mental health is very important. You know, we recently lost my nephew.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The end of last month. And, you know, without even going into any details or anything, just, you know, it's just a matter of just knowing who you can lean on, who you can depend on, and having a great support system to kind of be there, even if you don't want to discuss what's going on. Just knowing that somebody's there is you know, is very important.
Yes.
But today was a better today.
Awesome. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, and I appreciate you being able to push forward and understand others at the same time.
Absolutely.
As we need to start realizing and recognizing one another.
That's what we're here for. Do you know the Bible tells you that? The Bible tells you to set aside yourself for your, you know, for the greater good, for, you know, for your brother. So you're supposed to set aside you. You know, that's where you please God. That's where you show God that I am for you. I'm for what you're about, because Christ set aside himself for us. He didn't have any sins, so he set aside himself and his true self and his clean self to, to die for our sins. So some people just don't exercise that enough. And I mean, even if it's subconsciously that you didn't realize you did that, go back and fix and say, hey, man, my bad. I was thinking about myself.
Yes.
So let me apologize to you. If you ever need me, I'm here.
Yes. And you know what? That's something hard that I think that we as a people, we don't want to confess to because of our egos. Mm-hmm. Listen, if y'all understood how much a Taurus, well, that's with the astrological signs, right? But there's a lot of matching things to that, because being stubborn, bullheaded, and always thinking you're right, right? That was exactly who I was as a young man. People say it today, but I think they get it twisted. You don't understand. Like, you have to kill your ego and check yourself on a daily basis. And I think that's something that God has worked with me on and has really convicted me of that. Like I try to check that so much because it prevents so many things. Mm-hmm. Somebody you like, it might just be an instance or a vibe, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't say nothing about it. You just let it go on, and it's just awkward from that point on.
Right.
And now if that person is in need, you don't even have somebody to just talk to because of an awkward moment. You're like, they don't care. But they don't care because nobody's stepping forward. Like, hey, the other day, I hope you didn't take that wrong. I didn't mean it that way.
Correct.
But I just wanted to let you know, look, I'm here. But our egos, it prevents us from doing that a lot, man. So yes, I understand that. You just made somebody else's week better just now, because I hope they heard that. Kings and queens, I hope you heard that. If you got somebody in your life that hasn't really wronged you, it was just a bad day, sometimes you need to go back and check on that person, man. Because the next thing you know, you hear some bad news.
Mother's Day coming up.
Yes.
Trauma anniversary coming.
Tiffany, if you would, give us a background on where you were born, where were you raised, where are you from?
Born in Brooklyn, New York. I believe I was raised up in there until I was about 10, and I came to the South. My mother wanted to be closer to her family. My grandparents, God rest their soul, my nana and granddaddy, I love them dearly, but they retired in the South, where their family is originally from, Walterboro, South Carolina.
Walterboro, that's Geechee Gullah.
Don't shout that out.
Yes.
It is.
Just kidding. I love my family. So yeah, she wanted to be closer to them, but she didn't want to be that close. So she had a cousin who married into the military, and Fort Stewart was the duty station. So we followed her and been here ever since. And Aunt Carolyn will tell you, she had a hand in my upbringing, just as many people in Hinesville. So yeah, she was part of my mother's village.
That's awesome.
Now to have her part of my village,
yes,
helping, having a hand in Trent and navigating to her when I need somebody to cover me in prayer and stuff, along with my own family. Yeah, Aunt Carolyn is it, man. Y'all just don't know.
Yeah. Oh, and I think a lot of people know.
I haven't always been it now. I have not. I'm going to own every bit of that.
They tell the truth to shame the devil.
That's right.
So, Tiff, next to you, I see this big Oscar Grouch Joker looking guy. Right?
My husband?
Yeah, well, he's the husband to you, but he's one of the kings over here.
Okay.
All right.
King Myers?
King Myers. King Myers is an amazing brother. I will say that. And you guys have been together how long?
13 years come September.
13 years.
13 long years. I'm just kidding.
That is amazing. I didn't know it was that long.
Is it 13 married?
10 married in September.
See, we're 13 years married.
I didn't know it was that long already.
It would have been 13 years married because, remember, he popped the question, 8 months in? But I gave ourselves some time because we still had to learn each other, and then I wanted to plan the wedding.
Well, hey, y'all. That means Eddie nose was wide open. You hear me? That joker said. When you married me, hey, it wasn't nothing you could say about Tip, dog. You hear me?
It was.
I bet.
It was,
Look, he trying to play it back. Look,
Nah,
I know
I'm serious,
his homeboy was like, Eddie, dog, you ain't go out no more. I don't even like you guys like that. Why are you here?
Oh my God.
Like, look, well, that's amazing, though.
It is.
That's amazing. 13 years.
13.
And if y'all don't know, to deal with Eddie for 13 years. Wow. Now, I'm not talking about like he's a bad guy, the loving part. It's learning the body language and expressions, because Eddie could say something, right? like imagine you're at a amusement park, right? And everybody's having a good time. Eddie's on the ride. The ride goes up, it goes down. Eddie doesn't change his face, goes up, goes down, and stops, right? You can get off. He's like, Eddie, how you like the ride? It's pretty good.
Yep.
But you're pretty good. Like, man, that was tight. That's his, man, that was tight. Pretty good. Just very monotone type character. So, yeah, that's a feat in
monotone
itself.
to y'all, because when he get behind closed doors, he do express that.
Oh, Jesus.
If laid back was a person.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we live and we learn.
Yeah.
I love that Falcons hat, by the way.
You're welcome.
You put on the right team today.
Yeah.
You say you're welcome.
So, Tip. Now, I know we brought you on for a specific reason. If you guys saw the post that we made before the show a couple of days ago, we were talking about maternal mortality. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with maternal mortality, by the end of the show, you will understand. But it's dealing with childbirth, and Tiffany has her own unique story behind it. And I say unique, but it is a testimony. It is an honest to God testimony that was a whole interaction of different moments. Even the moments she wasn't a part of, right? Because she was here and this other moment was happening, maybe even here. That's the impact that we all want to get the message across of how much people matter and why others should matter to you, especially your community. So, Tiffany, I wanted to ask you this. There's a beautiful, beautiful baby girl. Her name is Trinity. I want to know, give me the story of what happened from joy
To pain.
to pain,
To joy.
and back to joy.
Hey.
Back.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you hosted our baby shower along with my sister.
Yes.
That day, it brought so many different emotions. Trin was welcomed into an abundance of love, surrounding support, all kind of things that day. To get to the delivery day and have to experience something so traumatic, I'm always going to be left with, how did we get from there to here? Get what I'm saying? Because me and Eddie, I went through my memories the other day, and they're going to always populate as she gets older.
Yes.
And this is part of the reason why I wanted the therapy, so I would be able to talk about it more,
Right.
feel comfortable in it. I'm never going to be okay with the outcome, but I've accepted what happened, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we get to induction day. I think we went in the 22nd at about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. Eddie took me to eat something because we know when I got checked in, I wasn't going to be able to eat no more. That's going to be a problem for me.
Right.
Yes.
All right, so we go in, we get checked in. They take us up to the maternity floor. Everything was going fine. They hooked up all the machines. My doctor came in, went through a list of everything, what was going to happen, what was going to take place. But it was going to be, I think, the next day, his last day on call.
Mm-hmm.
So he was kind of waiting for my body to do its own spontaneous labor.
Understood.
If it didn't get to that point, then there were next steps we were going to have to take. pretty much kind of like, I'm going to evict her out for you.
Yes.
Okay. So body never went into spontaneous labor. So yeah, he came in and he was like, okay, so let's take the induction route. I'm going to do the Pitocin. We're going to do the cervical checks. And I'll check you every couple of hours and see how dilated you are and then go from there. He did what he said he was going to do. And I wasn't dilated enough. So then he did the Foley balloon. I think he did that, twice?
Yeah.
And it took me only to, about 6 centimeters?
Yeah.
And by that time we got to 6 centimeters, he was like, "It's my time is up." So he was like, "I'm gonna put you in the care of somebody on my team." This is when things kind of took a turn, I'll say, because I had already advocated for myself at that appointment. Prior to us getting to this part, I already met this person, and I didn't like the interaction me and her had. You know, she looked at me and she was like, "You too small. I'm going to have to check your baby, make sure the baby's gaining weight." But I just did an ultrasound. And they told me Trent was on the brink of 6 pounds. So by the time I give birth, they were like, "You about to have a big baby. Like,
Right.
she going to be about 8 pounds." And I was like, "Oh, no." My cousin was like, "Yeah, you going to have to push a 8-pound baby out, da-da-da-da." So that interaction, that was the only appointment I went to by myself, but I didn't like it. And I told the people in the office, I didn't like it. "Oh, no, she didn't mean no harm, da-da-da-da." I said, "Nah. If I leave your office feeling some type of way," and like you said, ego never allowed you to say, "Hey, Miss Myers, you might have took that wrong. I didn't mean that. That wasn't my intentions." We could have probably squashed it.
Right.
But you left it just like that.
Yep.
So I called my sisters. I was upset. I called my husband. And, you know, my family is from Brooklyn. So my sister said, "I want her to keep that same energy when she see us in about a couple of weeks when we come to your baby shower. Because we going to go with you to that very last appointment." The appointment came and they went with me and they asked all the questions that everybody would ask. You know, is she going to be able to push her baby out? Is there ever going to be cause for a C-section? The whole nine. Doctor said no. Tiffany is perfectly healthy. She can have her baby.
Right.
So to get into that point where now your body's not doing what it was made to do and I got to force your baby out, it's kind of leaving you with all kind of questions. And I told Eddie, I said, part of us, I feel like we carry that guilt because in that moment when you told me that you were putting me in her care, I probably should have left. But that's not something somebody tells you, okay, this is what you can do if you don't like what's going on.
Right.
You hooked up to all these machines, but get up and go.
And you're scared.
And you're scared. So that person comes in. They do a cervical check. She said I still wasn't dilated enough. And if I didn't dilate in the next couple of hours, she was deeming it medically necessary to perform a C-section. Now, by this time, my boss, at that time, she's now one of my best friends, she was advocating for me. She's Caucasian.
Okay.
And she was like, "I'm going to be there with you guys because I know how they can downplay women of color.
Correct.
They might not listen to you. And I've lost a friend like that before. So I want to make sure this doesn't happen to you."
Right.
And I'm forever thankful for her.
Good.
So when she came in, she looked at me and she said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, I don't know. We at this point where I got all this medication in me. I think I was at 14 milliunits of Pitocin, and I had another friend who was like, "What is your pain tolerance, baby?" Because that's high. And I wasn't feeling no contractions.
Yeah. And I've had the Pitocin before, so I know what it does.
And she said, "You should be jumping up off the bed. Like, what's going on?" And Alexis was looking at the monitors and she could see all the contractions. She was like, "You don't feel that?" And I said, "I don't feel nothing." She was like, "That's not what's going on," you know. But again, we're already in it now.
Yes.
So the lady comes back in and she told me she was going to do a membrane sweep and break my water. When she did that, all that medicine that was already in that system came flushing. So I felt all of the contractions. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. And I didn't have
I had that done before
front
too,
labor.
so,
I had back labor.
Ooh.
Trend was in my back. So when people were like, "Oh, they should feel like this," and no, baby. I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
You're not gonna tell
You
me.
You cannot even sit down with back labor.
Right. And I couldn't. I was standing up and Eddie gave me his arm and he was like, claw till you can't claw no more. I don't care if you take it to the bone. Like, do what you need to do.
Oh, Eddie.
That's right.
And they told me, I think they did that. It was like 11:30, 11:45. And
At
they was
night?
going to, no,
At morning?
in the morning.
Okay.
And they was going to deliver her by like 1 o'clock. I felt something was wrong in my body. I said, I'm not going to make it to 1. I'm not going to make it to 1. I need y'all to do this like ASAP. So the lady said, oh, give me a few minutes. We got to get it clean and sterile. I said, y'all got limited time. I'm telling you, my body is saying something is not right. So they send me on down to the delivery room, to get you gowned up and put the sheet up. And they told me he was going to be gowned up.
Yes.
We waiting on him. I said, okay. So a guy comes and sit next to me and he said, basically, I'm a placeholder for your husband. And I'm going to sit here to make you feel comfortable. And I said, okay. I'm thinking like, how long does it take Eddie to get a
gown on.
Right.
Unknowing to me, my husband had been ready. They had him in waiting. He didn't even know nothing was started. Nothing.
Yeah.
But throughout this procedure, I kept looking at the people on the other side with me near the machines and everything. And I kept asking, am I okay? And the guy was like, yeah, you're fine. Why are you asking, are you okay? I said, I don't feel okay. Something's not right.
Wow.
They kept reassuring me, no, you're okay, Miss Myers, you're okay. I said, where's my husband? And they said, he's coming. This is the part that...
Breathe, Tiffany. Take your time.
It's okay, sis.
They kept saying, he's coming. And when Eddie finally walked into the room, they were pulling Trent out.
Okay.
So I heard her crying. And Eddie looked at me and he was like, baby, we did it. She's out. She's healthy. You hear her? And I said, yeah. They told my husband he would have to follow her to the nursery. So he said, I'm going to go with her to the nursery. I'll be right back. And we did our little dap, like, I'll see you later. I didn't know that was going to be the last time. I saw my husband and my newborn baby. Because after they walked out, they informed me they have to put me to sleep. And I was trying to figure out, like, if I delivered my baby and I'm awake, why would you have to put me to sleep? But once they put that mask on, I was out. And from then on, I had no idea of what was occurring on this side. That's why I told you, I said, when you're going through something like that, there's not a sense of worry. It was no sense of fear. You just had to go through it. You had to focus on that moment of what was occurring. I'm not going to sit here and say it felt like a dream. It didn't feel like a dream. It felt like you was in another realm. And I just remember coming to a guy and he didn't have no face. And I could still see it clear as day, but he looked at me and he said, not you. And he pushed me. And when I came to, I was in a different hospital with a tube in my throat.
Yes.
I'm thinking I'm still on the same delivery day of my baby girl, and I'm on, 3 days later? So to be where you're anticipating the arrival of your child and you in such joy with your family, your friends, your husband, all the people that support and love you, and to find out you've been in a coma and you haven't been able to speak for yourself, to make no kind of decisions, you not able to comfort your friends, your family. How did we get here? How did we get here? To where the people at Memorial, and I have to give them their flowers because they saved my life. Jesus. 4 surgeries in 20 hours. I didn't have a regular C-section. It wasn't cut her open, stitch her up, and send her home. Something went terribly, terribly wrong. To where the doctors rushed to my room when I awoke, and they couldn't even believe that I was alive, because that doctor literally told me they just had a meeting where they were trying to discuss how they were going to tell my husband he came in with a wife and he was going home with his baby. That was it.
And only thing I can tell you is to feel a part of what every person, every spouse, every man, every woman that has a spouse that took those vows would want. And that was somebody fighting in your corner. You know, and I know a lot of people feel this, but you try to pour into your spouse, right? Because if God forbid anything happens, you want them to be able to make the right decisions. And everybody won't get that. Everybody won't understand it, that it's that deep, because they never been in that moment, right? But see, now when I revert back to this and I think about that moment, that's the thing, that's why your spouse is important, guys. Your spouse is important. That's the person that is in charge of your life, and you don't get this, because when you can't make decisions, this is the person you have to count on to make these decisions for you. Because in my mind, I know if anything was to happen to my wife, that, oh my God, people are about to start. I'll move Earth. Like, no, you don't do that. No, I'm not a dummy. That's improper. You don't see. I know these things. I want my wife to know those things. I want Eddie to know the things. Eddie, man, listen. So the part that you didn't miss, but you didn't see, was, we knew that you were in for the baby. The baby was coming. Everybody's happy. We're living our life, doing our things. And then I get a knock at the door. I open the door and I'm looking at my brother, and all I see is pain. And the words that came out of his mouth was, bro, I don't know what's going on with my wife. I don't know what's happening. And if you would have just seen the tears, man, it's like when you see pain like that, and somebody that you care about, it's different, y'all. Because all you want to do is just make it better. You just like, you can't even joke. You're used to making joy and having fun with your friends. But when you got family that's going through pain, man, that's a different thing. There's no joke. There's no humor. There's nothing you can do but just, what do you want me to do? That's all you can generally say to somebody at that point. What do you want me? What do you need me to do? Seriously, what do you need me to do, bro? What can I do?
So nobody expected that I go in the hospital to give life.
Yes,
I would be fighting for my own. That's a different kind of pain. I can only imagine what he dealt with on this side. That's why I give Eddie so much flowers. Yes. That man has handled so many things with grace.
He's living his vows. You have to live the vows. I'm not married, but I can say this. You have to live the vows. Even though y'all are younger, I still have to look up to y'all, because when my person comes, I want to be able to say yes. I see some of the qualities. I see the qualities I see in Eddie, I see in this man, so I know he's good. The qualities that I see in Mark, I see in this man, so I know he's good.
Right.
So y'all are living the vows.
And I don't want to say I prepped Eddie, but we had already talked about if things went left. Mm-hmm. But my husband is one of those who's like, oh, that's not happening.
Yes.
And
he tries to remain optimistic about everything.
And I love that, because it caused me not to stress out. Mm-hmm. There were moments that, like, you don't get to see behind closed doors when I freaked out. As we got closer to me giving birth, I'm randomly crying. He's like, what's wrong? You nervous? Yeah, I'm nervous. But he's nervous too.
Yeah.
But he's holding it together. You got family, like my sisters would always tell me, hey, you know, childbirth is the closest thing a woman gets to death. It's 1 foot in this world and 1 foot in the grave. I had my elders praying over me. My great aunt prayed over me, and she walks that walk with the Lord real good. You could just feel it on her.
Yeah.
So when she prayed over me right before I gave birth to Trent, and she tapped me and she said, despite the outcome, you gonna be okay. I didn't pick up on what that meant, but I wish she would have told me her homeboy was gonna snatch me for just a quick second and send me back. But I'm grateful for her.
You had to go through because it's needed for what you're doing right now.
Yeah, testimony.
People don't
Your
talk
testimony,
about this
and you're going to be an advocate. You're already an advocate for somebody else.
Yeah, I done had 2 friends who had babies after me, and they go through their journey, especially with postpartum, and that's another big thing that people don't really want to talk about or don't want to touch on, but it's real.
Yep.
And I've had my moments to where one day we was in the house and something triggered me, and I ain't gonna hold you because I'm an open book and I'm honest with myself. But I looked at my husband, and in that moment I said, what did you save me for? Why did you save me? What did I need to be here for? That was not the right thing to say, but I was in a moment where I didn't have the proper understanding of why I was going through what I was going through. I was feeling the way that I was feeling. And I applaud Eddie because he handled everything with such grace. He didn't yell back at me. He didn't say, well, I saved you because this isn't. He walked out, but he had tears in his eyes. And my mother-in-law was visiting. And I give her flowers too, because she recognized what postpartum looked like during that time. She came up them stairs and she saw me crying in my closet. And she just prayed over me. She didn't condemn me. She didn't judge me. She didn't say, no, what you're feeling is not valid. She just said, I'm not going to say anything to you right now. I just going to pray over you because I love you. And she sat with me and prayed over me. But the thing that people didn't realize, that I looked like I was okay, but we was going through it in that house. Watching your husband have to choose between helping his wife with her day-to-day routine as she's healing and trying to care for a newborn at the same time, that's tough.
Absolutely.
So a lot of nights I would look over and Eddie is dead tired, but he got Trent. But I need to go to the bathroom, or I need to get something to eat or drink. But I know they told me, hey, don't do too much because you've had 4 abdominal surgeries. Do y'all know what that feels like?
No.
I don't. I don't even know
It's
what that feels like.
You know what? Just honestly speaking, man. You know, I had to put that into my perspective also, because just like you said, if you don't know how grateful that man was to get up for you to go to the bathroom while he has Trent, him, all of that work, right?
Right.
I feel it. I already know all of that work. He's so grateful for. Like, and I get it. It could be a lot, but see, that's where God puts His message, right?
Yes, God.
God puts His message, because the testimony. I used to think, and I've had this discussion before, right? It's like, why I got to go through this? You know what I'm saying? I'll go
Why
through
me?
something, right? And I'll be like, oh man, this is terrible. Do you know where my mind just went? What am I going to do next, right? And after that situation's over with, sometimes it'll be maybe a month, 2 months, sometime a year, I think at max. Here comes the same problem in a different form for somebody else.
Right.
And now here I am, like, man, you trying to tell me I went through this for
somebody else.
and I'm like, wait a minute. Are you gotta be for this person?
It's for somebody else.
It's not only that person, it's another person. And it doesn't have to be the same exact thing, but it's similar.
Yep.
Right.
Because the emotions will be the same.
Right.
So yes, Eddie, when you had your abdominal and he had to wake up, take care of Trent, feed Trent, take care of you and your healing process, and you're going through postpartum, y'all are having it and all that. That man was grateful.
Yeah.
I don't care about the anger he might have had in that moment. That man is grateful.
But I couldn't even tell you that he was ever angry. I didn't see that. I didn't get that. But to look at his face like he felt so helpless. Like,
Yeah.
who do I help? Do I help my wife who just gave birth and her life was almost lost? Well, it was lost because I coded. Them nurses still can't believe that I'm alive. Because you
Yes.
flatlined. You were out of here. There was no brain activity. Alexis told me she rode behind the ambulance and she said at one point they cut the lights off. There was no lights, there was no sirens. We already knew what that meant. So to be sitting here and to witness life, it's
The joy.
it's so indescribable, and I'm so grateful and I'm so humble about it all. But that's our story. That's our
Yeah.
truth, you know?
Amanda Marie said it's sad. That's a realistic conversation Black women need to have before giving birth. Knowing your rights and knowing how to advocate for your child and spouse. And yes, that was a big thing for knowing what to do in those cases, because it's hard to make a decision. And then afterwards, after you work through it, then you got to start thinking about, well, who the hell didn't do their job?
Yep.
Right?
Recon.
Well, yeah, now it's time for recon. And y'all don't forget about that part too, because yes, we get it. It's a testimony, but we still need to prevent it from happening.
That's right.
Right.
You understand me? It's a testimony because she survived. Do you understand that? I hope y'all get that. So,
And I am glad that I had the people to advocate. Like, something's not right. All the way down Eddie, my mother, my brothers, sisters, friends, families, extended aunties, uncles, all of you guys came in when it was needed the most, because it wasn't just an ordinary childbirth experience. Like, this cost me something in the end. You know, during this whole ordeal, and I'm actually bleeding out. This doctor couldn't even tell where the blood was coming from. So in the midst, they thinking it's my uterus. And what do?
they cut.
No, they removed the whole uterus.
So you don't have your uterus.
I don't have my uterus. I can't carry no more children. Trent is it. And I love her down, but if something ever was to occur with my kids, I couldn't tell y'all if I would still be here. That's it for me. That's it for me and him. And it was just careless, because instead of taking the time to figure out what the problem was, you stitched me up and sent me on my way. That's what I have a problem with. So it takes another hospital to step in and say, this don't seem right. She's still bleeding. Why is she still bleeding? And they stitched her up. So let's undo this. Let's do a CT scan and see what's going on. And you cut an artery that had nothing to do with my uterus.
Which is why they wanted to go ahead and put you to sleep. So you didn't code in.
Right.
Yep, they wanted to stop all the excitement and dopamine hits, because that was causing.
Exactly, because if she would have panicked and she would have,
Yeah. Yep.
the heart
But
rate
you
would have went
already-
up.
Yep.
I kind of feel like you already knew I was panicking, because I kept asking, was I okay? That already sending alarms off, like something's not right. I feel like I'm fading. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. Andre Oliver says, "Love you, Tip."
I love you, Uncle.
So, Tiffany, there's one person we haven't heard from yet, and I know he's sitting over there quiet. But bro, I done told my story of when you knocked on my freaking door, and it got me, because dog, I remember that moment, because you gotta understand, we were in there having a good time. You get me?
Right. That's what you
I mean,
told me.
we were in there vibing
Yeah, you
like
said it was
family.
a whole vibe.
Yeah, we was in there chilling,
And you had
I
to
get that
switch
knock,
it off.
right? Oh yeah, and see that's the terrible part because
switch.
your emotions didn't come down slowly. This is somebody that you interact with, you love, you see on a day-to-day basis. You know this person's body language.
Yep.
And when I saw my brother's eyes through that door, all of that it was like almost like dread. You know, I'm like, whoa. So, man, yeah, that was oh my gosh. Eddie, is there anything that you can give a perspective of?
Jesus. It's gonna be all right, nephew. Be strong. Yeah.
So we'll
Let him fly. He gonna be fine. Y'all just give him a few minutes.
yeah.
Just give him a few minutes. Because if he hasn't talked about this before, then just give him a few minutes to. You definitely do, nephew.
Yeah, I don't really say much about that day. Sometimes it's like a blur to me. Because the day that was supposed to have been the most exciting day, you know, especially for my wife. This was her first child. You know, I have one outside of her. Her name is Amaya. It's crazy because Amaya was supposed to be born the same day Trin was supposed to be born.
Oh, wow.
But Amaya decided to come 2 days later. But her due date was May 24th. So that was so funny when I found out. I was like, wow, okay, that's different. So now I got 2 birthdays back to back.
Right.
Yeah.
More gifts.
Right. So I remember going in and we had some questions about that, right? So when they finally take her to the back, I'm dressed in uniform. I'm sitting there waiting like, why am I still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? I was in that outfit for about 30 minutes before they pulled me to the back, which very much alarmed me.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't have took that long.
Right. So by the time I get in there, I probably in there like maybe 5-10 minutes before Trent is being pulled out. They told me, hey, sterile area, don't touch anything. So we get there, Trent's pulled out. I notice her leg is bent a little bit. But they gave me her, I remember her crying, and I was like, told Tiff, hey, you did it. Hey, we did it.
Yeah.
She's here.
Yeah.
I remember taking a picture. They sent her to the side, washed her up, whatever. And then it was like, yo, you got to follow her. I was like, okay, 'cause, I know they got to sew her up and stuff like that. So I'm sitting there with Trin. I'm holding her. I'll never forget it. I'm sitting there holding her. Finally, they pulled in there, popped her leg back in place. Holding her, and something dark just hit me. And I was like, I was with Lexus. I was sitting there with Lexus. I was like, Lexus, something ain't right. And she was like, what's going on? What's wrong? I said, something, I don't feel right. Something's not right. I said, for one, I've been sitting here an hour. I'm a very observant person.
Yeah.
Military taught me that way, and my dad being in the military, he was in infantry, so his attention to detail was very much in how he raised me. So I'm looking through, because we're in the back areas of glass, and I'm looking at the people, and I'm like, nah, something ain't right. So I can notice, because this nurse has walked back and forth 7 times to these people talking, and they keep looking, and the last time she's talking, she walks away. So I will go up there and say, hey, where's my wife at? What's going on? Oh, Mr. Myers, we'll go figure out what's going on. And I'm
We'll
like,
find out what's going on.
So I'm sitting there like, nah, something ain't right. So the lady goes back there and she comes back and they're talking in a huddle. And I see the one that goes back there. She looks around the other lady and looks at me.
Made eye contact.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's over with.
So
Over with.
at that point, I'm looking at her and she's looking at me. So I say, hey, Alexis, hold trend, you know? And before I can get up, she walks in there and she was like, Mr. Myers, we've had some complications. And I completely lost it. Tears. So I was like, yo, I need to see my wife. Like, what do you mean? So it was like, well, some complications. She's bleeding a lot, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yo, I need to see my wife. Like, what's going on? I said, listen, ma'am, I don't mean to be rude, but if you don't let me see my wife, you're going to be calling Hinesville police up here. Liberty County, whoever it is you have to call, because somebody's going to answer some questions to me. So they're like, okay, hold on. So they get me back in the uniform. They was like, hey, don't touch nothing. When I walk in, blood is everywhere. My wife is laying there, unconscious. And at that point, I became the weakest, smallest person in the world.
I get it, bro. I get it, bro. I couldn't do it with my wife, dog. I couldn't do it, man.
And there was nothing I could do. Nothing. But
Jesus.
just nothing I could do. So I went to her. I talked to her. You know, I told her you'll be all right. You know, so they pulled me out of there. And they say, well, the ambulance is on the way to come get her because Tiff has a blood type that's rare. She can give blood, but she has to take that same certain type of blood back, right? So she emptied out
The entire blood bank.
plus Jessup's. So they were like, hey, there's nothing else we can do for her. We're not capable of handling this situation. We need to take a memorial. It takes them 2.5 to 3 hours for the ambulance to get here because they asked for the wrong ambulance.
Kept dropping the ball.
And I went from sorrow to anger. But my tears were really, really angry. And I really felt myself slipping into a person that I know I'm capable of doing. That only thing that helped me was I had my brothers there. I remember going outside and calling every last one of them. Even the ones I barely even had talked to, because we had a situation that separated us for a while. But I called them, and they came. And every last one of my call came. And when my best friend came, and he was doing something with the church, and he felt the pain, and he was like, yo, I'm on the way right now. I was like, no, go ahead and finish what you. He was like, nah, I'm on my way. And he came and he sat there with me until the ambulance got here. They sent the ambulance and it was the wrong one.
Boy.
They sent one that couldn't transport. We had to wait for one to come all the way from Little Wissy, I believe. It was out there. So they had to call that in. So they finally got here and the doctor's sitting, I'm in the hallway pacing, trying to figure out what I could do. Blaming myself, like, yo, I could have asked this question. Why didn't I ask this one? Why didn't I ask this one? And everybody's saying to me, it's not your fault, Eddie. You didn't know. But there was nothing nobody could say to me. There was nothing nobody could say to me to say, hey, it wasn't your fault. Because there was a question I should have asked. Maybe it was something I should have paid more attention to. I dropped somewhere. I dropped where I pay attention to almost everything. Like I told you, I'm a very observant person with people, with situations. And this one situation that I needed the most, I was not there. I dropped it somewhere. So I see her. The ambulance finally came, and my wife was looking normal. Not knowing, like, this was probably the last time I saw her. They take her there. They can't fly her because storm. It's just like everything was working against us. So they finally was like, hey, we can't wait no more. Let's get her there, because they finally got more. The last little bit of blood from Justin was like, yo, we don't want this to run out. And I'm like, what do you mean run out? She looks normal. Oh, no, Mr. Myers, she's going to be okay, this and this and this. And I'm a person who, I'd rather you tell me the truth than lie to me.
Yeah.
So I can barely see. My brothers take me home. I come to the house. And that's when I walk across the street. And I remember knocking on the door. And Mark was like, hey, come on in. He sees me. Then I see his whole demeanor change. Also, who's the other one? The other guy who usually does the Danny? Danny was here. And then I think your cousin or some brother was here. Kirby was here. And everybody seen my face and didn't know what to do. I just wanted to give him an update, but I could barely talk. I couldn't say anything. So I go home, shower, trying to get myself together, because they saying she's gonna be okay. So I'm like, okay, cool, we be okay. I get to Memorial, and they tell me, we need to do a surgery on your wife, ASAP. It was so bad, like, the doctor couldn't even come out and talk to me. He came out and said, hey, I need you to do the surgery. I don't have time to waste. Mr. Myers, do you want the surgery? Just to do the surgery or not? I said, yeah. I said, is this gonna save money? He said, yes. It's a process. It's one of a few processes. So he left the nurse to explain to me what he was doing.
Good.
I had to sign up some papers with her. She told me this doctor's very good.
The nurse said.
Yeah.
Boy, I be counting them nurses, boy.
So before they did the surgery, I got to go see my wife before they started doing it.
Good.
That was the worst image I'll ever remember seeing my wife like.
Yeah.
She was so bloated.
Swollen.
And I was like, how'd it go from here to this in like an hour? How? So once again, I'm like, yo, did I take too long to take a shower? Did I take too long? Maybe I should have came straight here. I'm juggling the fact that my daughter is still in Liberty County Liberty County Memorial. She's in great hands, but
At this juncture, you don't even know that.
Right.
Like, so I know I'm praying she's in good hands because I know who I left her with.
Understood.
And she was not going to let nothing.
Understood.
She wasn't going to let them touch her. And I love Alexis to this day because I got updated pictures, because for 3 days straight, I was going back and forth to Savannah. And my wife is sitting there and she's unconscious. They have her in a coma. They don't know what's going on. They don't know if she's going to wake up. And once again, I'm helpless. That is the worst feeling in the world, when you go from being the strongest part of the relationship to the weakest. And I'm praying, I'm telling her, don't you leave me with this baby.
Jesus.
Don't you leave me, because we put in a lot of work. A lot of work to get her here. A lot of work to get her here.
You ain't got to keep emphasizing a lot of work.
But she's here. She looks like her mother.
Yeah.
She has hair like her mom. Don't miss out on this because you are the strongest part of this unity. I'm the strongest as in the muscle, but everybody knows the brain is the strongest part of anybody's body.
There we go.
Because that brain will make the strongest man do the things that he thought he would never do in his life.
That's right.
Hence the so important of mental health.
Yes. Kings.
And during that time, I struggled because I was already dealing with stuff being in the military. I struggled every day to get up. But like I told her, and I tell a lot of people, between her and my daughter, they saved my life. Because even before I first met Tiff, Tiff didn't even know I was struggling with depression. Real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't think I needed help. But introducing her, and she introduced me to things and made me understand I needed to seek help. Which was one of the reasons why I was able to make it through this. And I tell my brothers, because they were there, they took days off. My sister Kim, I cannot thank her enough, because between her and Alexis, they're the one who helped make sure that my Trim was okay, so I can move her. Kim took days off of work to make sure so when I had to go to the hospital, she'd stay at the house. I remember,
and did a great job. Was there every day.
Yeah.
Did.
Go. But Eddie, before you go ahead, right? The thing that Eddie said earlier, let me tell you the biggest, one of the millions. If you're a real man, let me tell you your biggest fear that you might not have realized yet. Because we go around protecting and we big and bad until we're not. Yep. Do you understand me? When you are helpless, when you can't see us as men, we want to attack that. We can protect it. Just show me where it's at so I can fix it. That's all you. Just show me what's going on, what's happening. Show me where it's at so I can fix it, right? But when you in a situation and you're a man, and you look at that situation and you feel helpless, that's the worst feeling you'll ever have in your life when you have a family. I want you to understand that. That's why you should take these moments seriously. Stop taking all this stuff like everything ain't social media. Really, it's not social media.
Absolutely.
Life is life. Yeah. Y'all think all these people you see on there is having this good grand old time. It's entertainment. Understand your life is your life. You make their life.
Happiest people in the world.
Be the saddest.
To be the you thinking that they live in the Vida Loca and they don't have nobody to count on.
Correct.
They don't have the first person, because some of these people you think are so good treat people like trash. They just step into step.
Because status matters more.
Yes. So
Status matters more than
Eddie,
anything.
when you said that, bro, even earlier, man, when you say you were looking at your wife, bro, I pictured my wife, dog. And that joint hit me, bro. When you say I felt helpless, I could imagine me feeling helpless. Because I know, you know us as men, we boast on what we know. But, bro, I don't know that pain. I don't want to know that pain.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine what it was that went through your mind. So when you said helpless, and I apologize for stopping you on that, but I need the kings and queens, and these kings especially, to understand this point of life. You better take this seriously, man. This is not a game. It's not a game. But you were on Kim taking care of, and your brothers being there for you.
Yeah. Constantly there for me. Making sure I ate. I didn't want to eat.
Yeah.
I didn't want to sleep. Couldn't stay at the hospital like that because she was in ICU.
Right.
And I couldn't stay at the hospital because of regulations or whatever. So I would have to go home. You don't want to go to sleep because you don't want to sleep too much and then you miss that call.
Exactly.
That, hey, we need you to hurry up and get here, or hey, we need you to make a decision. So I go back up there the next day because we was up there all night, early into the early morning. Then I probably didn't leave there until about 4 after the first surgery. The doctor showed me what he did. He said, well, Mr. Myers, let me tell you this. She's not out the woodworks yet, but we are trending in the right direction. Not aware that she would need three more surgeries. Got back, was like, hey, Mr. Myers, nice to see you, whatever. We have to do another surgery because she has some blood in her that we have to get out, and it could poison and kill her. So we're gonna have to reopen her. To know that my wife got reopened 6 times in less than 24 hours.
20 hours straight of surgeries, basically.
Right. Once again, you feel helpless. You know, my brothers got to see her in that same instance, and they're really strong individuals. They're like me, kind of
That's
strong,
good.
you know, but they couldn't handle it. And this is not their real sister, but this is their sister. You couldn't tell no different.
Right.
They couldn't handle it. I've never seen one of my brothers cry before, and he could not handle it. My daughter brought a lot of my village together that was broken.
That she did.
I had not talked to my mom in 10 years. Did not want to talk to my mother for 10 years. But my mom was there. When I called her, she came. When I called people, they came.
Yes.
They gonna continue to come.
So for those people who came, I would never not be there for them,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
no matter what. Because when I was at my lowest point,
They
when I thought I was at my highest point, they was there. A lot of names to get called, but they all know who they are
They do.
because they are still here to this day in my corner, and I'm always going to be in their corner no matter what.
Yes.
Absolutely.
When the doctor comes back to me, is like, hey, you know, Mr. Myers, something's not really looking good because we don't know how long this blood's been sitting in her. So I was like, hey, do what you got to do. Try to
At
make
this
light.
juncture, he had done built your trust
Right.
because he was
He
being
was
forthcoming. Yeah.
Like I said, I'd rather you be honest to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, it didn't matter, whatever. I tried to make a joke out of this. I was like, hey, I got TRICARE, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Like, it's covered.
Covered.
I got good insurance.
Do what
you
you
know,
do.
Yeah.
just letting them know, hey, I got
TRICARE,
good
serving
insurance.
your
That's right.
military
You know,
for over
you know.
60 years.
Did my research and like, hey, I know how they are about people with Medicaid and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, I
It's
pray
very
people don't
different.
have to go through that,
Yep.
Right.
but it's a fact of life that people do.
Yeah.
And then to still not be out of the woodwork.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you wake up from a coma and I see my mother and my mother-in-law, and the look on their faces I would never want to see again. And I'm a dark humor kind of girly. So
Yes, Tim is dark humor. Y'all don't understand, but go ahead.
so after, the nurses are crying and everybody's like, I can't believe you're awake and you in your right mind. I mean, there was this just moment of quietness between my mother and my mother-in-law. And I just looked at them and I was like, oh, what's the matter? Y'all was gonna have to plan my funeral.
Look,
And they was like, too soon, too
Yeah,
soon.
exactly.
And I was like, what?
dark.
What's going on?
Now look,
Tim,
look.
come on, bro.
Tim the type would
Tim.
have woke up and said, duh, duh, duh. Oh my God, her mind gone. Ain't nobody mind gone.
No. Oh my God.
And even like later that night when they wanted me to rest, I had a nurse, her name was Alexis too, and she was a nice girl, and she was the one that was doing a lot of the crying. And she was like, Tiff, I need you to get some sleep, honey, get you some rest your body. I said, did you not get the memo?
I've been resting.
She said, what happened? I said, baby, I died and I came back. I think I rested enough. She said, you know what? I'm going to close this door on you.
Yeah.
And she left me. And she was like, her humor is crazy. And I was like, you kind of got to be grateful when you come out of something like that.
Yes.
Because to physically touch the doctors who saved my life and said, sweetheart, when you came in here, you were horrible. Like, we literally just had a meeting about telling your husband he was not going home.
And the reason they had that meeting was because if y'all don't know how big Eddie is, and
In
he
real life.
dark skinned it.
In real
Oscar, we call him Joker. But go ahead.
But Eddie is his demeanor. You know, the quiet ones and the even keeled ones.
Yes.
Those are the ones you need to worry about, because when you get them to that point, there's no coming back from that, because look at what it took to get them to that point.
Yep.
If I can say to you, Eddie, what stuck out to me when you said that you felt like, you know, all the odds were against you. Let me tell you something. The odds weren't against you. God already knew what he was going to do. You hear me? He knew what he was going to do. So on this side of things, while it looked like the odds were against you, God was already in your corner. He was already in her corner. This had to happen the way it had to happen for a time such as this.
And that's
For a time such as this. You have to understand that God works the way he works because he's God. In order to show you that I got her.
He had the right doctor.
That's right.
He could have been off call at the time to where another doctor, if he didn't time that right, it would have been another doctor that would have took that over.
The funny part was that doctor was actually off.
He was off.
He was gone.
Yeah,
See?
he was already off.
He was gone. They called him back, and he came back.
Wow.
Because she said you were just that bad. She said we
had to go
all
get the
years-
best one.
Yeah, she said all the years they had been working at that hospital, they never really encountered anything like me.
Well, what's ironic is the doctor you had in the first place left because it was time for him to get off.
Yeah.
And then they had to call the doctor that was already off to come and do what he needed to do.
Yeah, at Memorial.
Right.
Yeah.
And even with my first doctor, and I loved him to death. But right when he told me and Eddie, hey, this is my last night, I gotta go. And he was getting ready to walk out that door, he hesitated. And he just turned around and he looked at me and Eddie like, maybe I could stick it out a couple more hours, but then he reconsidered and he left. So Eddie told me, he was like, you know, he found my phone number and personally called me and was very apologetic, but Eddie said, I'm not gonna hold you. I wasn't the nicest person to him in that moment because I'm dealing with the aftermath of the decision.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that.
Because you entrusted me to somebody who
I did not care for.
people, but the thing is that people like that, if that's your temperament, if that's your attitude, you're in social services.
Right.
You're in the healthcare field, but you're in social services because you're treating the community.
Right.
You're treating somebody in the community.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you could have done better with your temperament.
Right.
But maybe she needed to be exposed.
That's how.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Maybe she needed to be exposed for how she's been treating other patients and nobody else has said anything. But you. So now it's coming to the forefront.
Yeah. Because if I can't get you with the suit that I wanted to get you with because of how you worded it, and I don't know if you scared the people on the team to back your decisions, because I went through 10 different lawyers. That's why I said advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Lord.
And each one of them were honest with me. I didn't want the ones that said, oh, nope, I can't do this right now. I wanted somebody to sit down and comb through everything and said, this is why we can't pursue this. And I got to that last lawyer and they went through everything with me and Eddie.
Yeah.
We can't take this no further, and this is why. It's not that, you don't have a case.
Right.
It's just what we can prove when we go beyond
Yep.
that point. So I get that. And I made peace with that. But I am going to tell people about this because I don't want it to happen to
Absolutely. You already doing it.
anybody. When my
You're already
friends
doing
told
it.
me they were having their babies, and I was on them. They'll tell you, like, where you having it? Who's going to do it? And it's not that I was trying to be overbearing or make them scared. I just didn't want to witness that with nobody else.
And you don't want anybody to go through what you went through.
Exactly.
That's fact.
Because their situation may not be your outcome.
Right.
Your outcome may not be their outcome.
Right.
It may not be their situation.
Right.
Because God used you as a testimony. Trust and believe that
I do.
Yes.
that every bit of everything that y'all just said, I didn't know all of the details, Mark. I didn't.
Yeah.
When I had talked to Tiffany before, it was okay. Auntie, it's time for the baby to come out. When I get home, I'll let you know. And the next thing you know, I'm
Radio
like,
silence.
what?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
So ultimately, understand that everything that you went through, it wasn't even for whatever the lawsuit or anything like that. It's for what a time such as this, what you're doing now.
Right.
And that brought y'all closer together. So if you ever doubted this man's love for you, he showed it.
don't.
If you've ever doubted if you loved her enough, you showed it.
That man loved me real bad.
Listen,
Real bad.
Believe it.
real
Real
bad.
bad.
Real bad. 'Cause Eddie was ready to go to jail.
And look,
I was.
talking about real bad, y'all. We done went real bad. This has been the Waterworks Network. I ain't never
You cried more than me.
camera. Lord Jesus.
Sorry, brother.
He cried more than me.
Look, you ain't got to be pointing stuff out. Anyways, see, you weren't here.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, I know.
That was a moment, man. And Eddie and I, we talk a lot, and especially around that time, but it's when you relive those moments and you remember those feelings, because those feelings you'll never forget, because it's a different one. It could be the same emotion, but a whole totally different feeling on how you received it. And that was received that way. And he didn't have to talk about the brothers that showed up. The brothers that showed up, listen, some of these guys lived 20 minutes, 30. Name all of them. Shoot. You know the ones that drove.
So we got
Joey.
I know Joey. Uptown.
B. Kane. You.
Yes.
Dennis.
James.
Yeah. Well, look, I live across the street. Now, it's the ones that travel.
Yeah. Our tax commissioner.
Oh,
there,
Jamie Sharp. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I know him as
Bro.
Jamie, but I know him as James.
Yes. So, if y'all don't know what family is, guess what? He does. But let me ask you this: you want to go through this to figure out which one's yours? Huh? I didn't think so. I didn't think so. So, Tiffany, I appreciate you coming and telling your story or your testimony. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I appreciate you coming on and trusting us and letting your story be heard by all the kings and queens today. I really do. And I'm gonna let you give your last message in just a second. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go last, and then I'll take us out on this one.
Absolutely.
Miss Carolyn, thank you for coming in and showing the support
Auntie.
and the wisdom,
Auntie.
Appreciate
guidance.
you. Love you.
I love you too.
Even though you light skinned, but I still love you.
Yeah. King Myers, thank you for being here as always.
Always.
And shouts out to the engineer back there on the ones and twos.
Hey.
Yeah, big
Moses.
sis, what's going on?
Thank you so much. You did a
Yeah.
terrific job.
Great
baby.
job.
So, Auntie,
Yes.
give the kings and queens something for the rest of this week or month that they can eat off of.
Mental health is very important, and it is probably one of the most slept on issues, especially in the Black community. Working in mental health now, I understand a lot more about mental health. I understand. I'm more considerate now because I'm very direct, but I try to be considerate of people's feelings. But even now, even if I think with logic, and I'd be like, well, why would you want to do that? I have to take myself out of it and what I would think of a thing, and realize that just because I think that doesn't mean that this person
Thinks that same
thinks
way.
that same thing, or
Exactly.
they're not even to that capacity. They could be struggling with something, and I have to check myself.
Yes.
But when you talked about mental health as well, just know that there are people who don't even have control enough of their emotions and the things that they're going through just to even have a sound mind. They don't even have a sound mind. You know, some days they don't know whether they're coming or they're going. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, so I am grateful to you for even mentioning that and bringing it up, because somebody else needs to hear that. Somebody else needs to know that. Okay?
Yes.
I'm going to say this, and my pastor says this all the time. Shout out to Apostle Shirley Wingate and Bishop Joseph Wingate, Living Waters Ministries.
Yes.
Yes.
Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. When she says that, it does something to me, because it is the truth. We don't know why God takes us through the things that we go through, but we have to accept it. You know why we have to accept it? This life, this is not a life that we were guaranteed to have. Like when people say, you know, life's not fair, or something went on, they lost a loved one, it's not fair. Well, when did God tell you that it was fair? Right. Was it fair that Jesus Christ died on the cross and he was sinless and he took on our sins? So when did life become fair?
Right.
That's when you should appreciate the life that you have. You should appreciate the things that he has given you. Each and every day you get up. Before my feet hit the floor, thank you, God.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's not an easy walk, but you grateful in everything, in every day. You're supposed to be grateful in every bit of it. So when you're going through those challenges and them struggles, don't fall back and be like, this ain't fair. Why me? Why me? Why not you?
Sure.
Why not you?
You want me to tell you why they be thinking that? Because they young. Let me tell you, young.
It ain't. It's not. It's
Mark.
not. Listen. It's not. Mark, let me tell you something. It's not just the young. You be surprised at how many older ones. I tell people all the time. Age is not. The maturity is not determined by your age. It is not. I can learn a lot more from her than I could probably learn from an older cousin or a relative.
Yeah,
just
of course.
simply because they care. They care to grow up. You got
Yes.
people that don't want to grow up.
Exactly. What I'm saying, so you guys can understand, is with age comes ailments, right? and when you start losing your vision, right? See, sometimes people start losing things to wake them up. Seriously, when that knee start going out, you start realizing, whoa, what's going on with life? And that's for some people. I'm not gonna say all. But that's right now, a lot of people think they're invincible. You would not believe the amount of people that think they're invincible.
You have a lot of people that think that they're untouchable. You have people that believe that because they do good deeds, that entitles them a trip to heaven.
Right.
It does not.
Yes.
It does not.
You have to have a heart.
Make sure you're doing it for the right reason and not for show. There's a lot of show people in this community. We have a circus going on in this community. And it's a bunch of clowns.
Yeah.
They know who they are.
Talk about it.
Love it.
I'm gonna leave that. That's a whole nother thing.
Eddie King Myers, Aristotle. We're gonna let your wife take it out today.
Oh
but
yeah.
If
She
you would,
she earned it.
if you would bless us with the words.
Oh, okay, ladies and gentlemen, roll a little something. You don't find growth in ease. You build it through discipline and persistence. Growth is choosing progress over perfection every day. The discomfort you feel today shapes the strength you'll rely on tomorrow. Stay committed to your growth, even when no one else sees the work you're putting in.
That's right.
Keep pushing. The little engine that could.
Clock that T.
Don't do that, Auntie.
And to the queen of the hour, Queen Myers, if you would, what would you like to say to the kings and queens today?
Women shouldn't have to die to be heard. I want them to tell their story, trust your body, and advocate for yourself, or appoint somebody to advocate for you always. Something that I heard earlier that stuck with me: trauma doesn't always leave visible scars. It really doesn't. And mental health matters just as physical healing does. The day that my daughter was born, I was reborn too.
Amen.
So I take pride in my growth.
Yes.
I'm still healing and I'm still going along my journey. And I just commend all of you guys who come together to support me, love on me, support Eddie, support us together as a couple, as a family. I love my husband. And I think he's done a fantastic job over the years. And I don't ever want you to feel helpless because you did exactly what you were expected to do. My family couldn't be more grateful for you because when they left here, they entrusted me to you. My grandfather and my nana already told me that was my husband. They adore Eddie.
Yeah.
And he has the qualities that my grandfather has. It's one of the reasons why I loved him.
Amazing.
I used to talk to Aunt Carolyn about him all the time.
Look at him blushing. It's all good. You can blush, bro.
Don't hold any of that to you anymore.
Anymore.
You released that today.
Yes.
So you don't hold that to you.
Yeah.
You understand that? He entrusted you to go through that. Just like he entrusted her to go through. People don't realize that when they're vessels, you are a vessel for a greater purpose, for a higher purpose. And he entrusted you because he knew what you were going to do, and he knew that you could handle it.
Amen.
Yeah.
He knew that you could handle it, Eddie. You hear me? You are stronger than you give yourself credit for.
Amen.
Don't never forget that. The enemy works to steal, kill, and destroy. And guess what? The one thing, if he can get you here, he feel like he got you. You got to trick him every single day. You trick him every single day.
Amen. Kings and Queens, it's been a very deep moment here on Black Kings Free Game. But there was a lot of game given out. There was game that you need to advocate for yourself and pay attention to what's going on around you.
Yeah.
It was game to let you know that God has a plan. Might not be your plan, but God has a plan for things. And there was a discussion on how men and women can feel helpless in a situation to where they just want to make it right. So the way you fight back is you got to know who your family is. You got to understand that your mental health matters, and so does everybody else's. So if you have that person in your life that you haven't spoken to because of some slight foolishness, you might need to just check in on them. Because I believe you will want somebody to check in on you. So Kings and Queens, don't forget, keep pushing forward. Don't give up. It's King Conda, the people's champ, with Queen Tiffany Myers, King Myers, and Miss Queen Carolyn on Black Kings Free Game with Miss Mosey on the ones and twos. And we're right.